Good morning. It's business breakfast and bedhead, and it is Wednesday morning. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, if you haven't been here before and you're brand new to me, my name's Dawn Bradley, and I go live weekday mornings at 8 a.m. ish. It's a little late today to chat with you about life and business. And today we're going to talk about that price increase that you probably want to do in the new year, or maybe you're wanting to do right now. And I'm really excited because I know that a big part of the nervousness of increasing your prices is not that you're worth it, not that you might lose clients. It's the possibility of someone saying something rude, saying something maybe mean, saying something that you don't know how to handle. And so, good morning and welcome. Hello, hello. I'm also going live over on YouTube as well. I thought might as well double up. So, if you guys prefer to watch on YouTube, we've got one person on YouTube over right now. I've never gone live on YouTube before, but I'm also here. So, first things first, I don't want to be someone talking at a screen on a screen at you. I want to talk with you. So get into the chat, give me feedback. But the very most important thing I want to start off with is I want to get to know you. So leave your name and where you're tuning in from. I want to know you, but I want you guys to get to know each other because these lives, I want to cover up that light back there. These lives, also, if you can see Walter, he's like snoozing hard. These lives are awesome because you guys participate and you get to connect with each other. So put your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments so that I can get to know you and that everyone else can get to know you as well. And then the next thing is in these lives, we talk a lot. We get really vulnerable. We get really real. We actually talk about the things that no one else is willing to talk about when it comes to the fear of like, what if a client gets angry at me? What if a client says something mean? I don't know how to defend myself. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to not be snarky. I'm a people pleaser. I want to make people happy. Like the biggest motivation that I have is that it's not even that I'm trying to please them. I just want to have smooth sailing because the possibility of a volatile experience of someone's emotions being unpredictable, I do not like. And so it's not only just the people pleasing, it's not about making them happy, it's about like pacifying our clients. That's what we're scared of. We want to pacify our clients in everything we do. So we actually sell ourselves short. We don't show up the way we should. We don't give opportunities. We don't sell. We don't raise our prices. We don't set better boundaries because we just want to pacify people and make sure that it's smooth sailing and predictable because rocky and volatile or unpredictable reactions just scare the shit out of us, right? So, good morning. Hi, Julianne from Rochester. Hi, Courtney from Gilbert. Nikki, I hope Nate, I don't know if I'm saying that right, from West Palm Beach. Good morning. Hi, that post about quitting. Wow. As today, I was actually thinking of closing my salon. Yes, I just made a post, a reel on Instagram about quitting. Go check it out. Hello, hello. And so, first, I haven't even got into everything. First things first, you guys are putting, yeah, Kathy from Chicago. Hello. Natalie from Newport Beach. Hello, and welcome, you guys. So, I'm also going live over on YouTube. I've never gone live on YouTube before. There's absolutely zero people over on YouTube watching this live, right? Oh, there's one person live now on YouTube, which is great. But if you guys want to be able to check these out, fun fact. So, we're going to talk about price increases for the new year and how to get your clients on board and how to make it so that they understand that this is actually benefiting them. But this will be recorded over on YouTube if you want to watch it later. We're also putting these lives on the podcast each and every day. So if you guys can't make them live, we've got recordings for you so they're easy to find. You can find it on IG, you can find it on the podcast, you can find it on YouTube, which is awesome. Okay. So before we get into it, pricing and money is a topic that we don't like to talk about. It makes us feel uncomfortable. It's like money, sex, and religion. Money, sex, religion, and politics are like, ooh, we don't want to talk about. We feel guilty about talking about having money. We don't want people to know we have money. But then we also like start to play out that we don't like, then we live into this like, I'm in an industry that we should be struggling. And I remember a time a client said to me, oh, must be nice to be going on all these vacations. And my response was like, they're business trips, they're not vacations. But I was like, why am I like having to justify like I have a job where I get to travel a lot? That's awesome. And so, because we're all in different places with our lives and businesses, and we have different money mindsets, and we've had different experiences, and we've been taught different things when it comes to money, we're all going to have different perspectives. I want to start off this call by making sure that we all know that this is a judgment free zone where we can learn and grow together. And that means we're going to be open and accepting of people with different thoughts and opinions. And we're going to be accepting and loving and understanding of different viewpoints. And so, if you guys can be a judgment-free zone with me, can you just put a yes in the comments? That shows everyone else in this room that you're a safe person to be around and that we can show up real, raw, honest, and vulnerable here together. Because if we can't show up that way, we're not going to grow. If we feel like we have to put on a front, we have to put on a mask, that we have to be something that we're not, then we can't be real with ourselves. And if we can't be real with ourselves, we can't get past the things that are holding us back. And I know a lot of the things that are holding us back are ourselves. So we got Hair Nook says yes. Melanie says yes. Nebo says yes. Perth Curls, yes. Awesome. So many yeses. And the thing is, by you putting that yes there yourself, you're telling your inner critic, your inner mean girl, to kick it to the curb, because a lot of the times the judgment that we're afraid of is actually the internal judgment that we put on ourselves from that inner mean girl. So let's get into it. So many yeses. I love it. So if you're planning on doing a price increase in the new year, put a money emoji in the comments, because the new year seems to be a time where a lot of people are like reevaluating. I gotta turn this light off. That's driving me nuts. It's like glaring. There. It's dark, but it's better. The new year seems to be a time where we tend to do a price increase, and then we're nervous here. Like, tell me if I'm not right on the nose with this. Is you're okay doing a price increase and charging new clients new prices, but the thought of having to get your long-term regular clients on new prices, and especially if it's a bigger price increase, and those of you guys that have taken my program Rock Your Business, you know that sometimes you're like way behind on your price increase, and you realize that you're not charging enough to even pay your bills and make goals, because you don't actually know, like, we're not numbers people, and I don't want to become a numbers person, but my program has made it really easy to understand your numbers without having to spend a ton of time. But a lot of times my students realize that they need to do a major price increase. One of my students did an $80 price increase on some of her services, not all of them, because she realized that she was losing money on them, but she lost like 3 clients and one of them came back. Like, how the heck do you do that? Well, it's all about doing everything with kindness, compassion, and empathy, showing your clients you're not doing something to them or at them, but you're doing it for them. And so, okay, but Dawn, like, how the hell do you raise prices and show your clients you're doing it for them? My education and the way I teach all comes from the perspective of reducing the stress and anxiety from you first. So know that there are many roads to the same place, and there will be other teachings and education out there that contradict the way I teach. But the way I'm teaching you is to make you the most confident you can be, because I know you struggle with being confident. I know you don't think you're confident. I know there's like an inner confident person inside you that wants to get out, and it is screaming for attention, and we're going to work to get you there. But hi, Victoria. So true. Yeah. Like inside, you're like, I know this confident person's in there. Why can't I get them out? And so because you're like, I can be totally fine charging a brand new client my new prices, but I'm nervous to charge my long-term regular clients this. If that's true, I want to ask you guys why. Like, if you, and maybe you don't know why right now, but if you're like, I could charge a new client new prices, no problem, but long-term regular clients I'm more nervous about, put like a hand up or a me in the comments. And if you know why, tell me. Why do you think it is that it's so scary? Because if we don't break this down, if we don't look into what it is that we're actually afraid of, or what it is that makes us feel nervous, then we can't overcome it. And I know so many people are emotionally discounting it. I see so many people wanting to make more money next year, wanting to become a 6-figure hairstylist, and they think they have to work more or work harder. And I mean, you can and you will get there, and you'll get burnt out, and that's not the way to do it. But honestly, like, if you just stopped emotionally, if you started charging correctly and stopped emotionally discounting, oh my gosh. So when I pulled over like thousands of hairstylists, most of them are emotionally discounting like 2 to 5 times a week. And on average, it's like about a $200 I don't have the numbers in front of me. Basically, what it turned out to be is $10,400 a year they were losing from emotional discounts. If you just stopped emotionally discounting because you actually were able to be confident in what you were charging, you could make an extra $10,000 next year. It's like almost $1,000 extra a month. Would you take it? Yes, yes or no. If you had a system that would help you be confident so that you didn't get that knee-jerk reaction to emotionally discount, if you knew how to handle those conversations with clients, would you do it? New clients won't question you. Oh, interesting. Me losing people. Yeah, we already have built a relationship with those existing clients, so emotions are involved. So I want to dive deeper into this. And you guys know I can be pretty blunt, which I've been told people like, which is good. I am blunt, but know that I have so much love and compassion for you guys. And if I come across like brash, harsh, or rude, know that my intention is to like light a fire under your ass to get you moving and get you motivated, and never to come down hard on you. if ever something rubs you the wrong way or you feel like I'm attacking you, please let me know. If you don't feel comfortable doing it on here, please DM me, because give me the opportunity to clear things up. I never want you walking away from these feeling worse. I want you to feel excited and see what's possible, because I used to be so anxious and nervous. I didn't feel like I could raise my prices more than $5 at a time. I like looked up to other hairstylists and beauty professionals and service providers being like, wow, if only I could be there. And then all of a sudden one day I was, and I was like, holy shit, I'm just like this shy, awkward, anxious, small town girl that never thought that I would be able to have or do or be the things that I am now. And here I am. And I'm like, holy shit, it is my job and my duty to be able to let other people know that this is possible. And it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. And I actually am allowed to have it and I'm deserving of it. And I didn't think, I thought it, like success and wealth was reserved for people that were like more something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't me, because I was me, and I'm weird and I'm awkward and I'm shy and I like don't know how to have like small talk, and like why would I get to have success? And for me success is freedom, flexibility, and wealth. And like freedom as in like time, flexibility is to like be able to like work and do things the way I want to do it. Okay, so and if you guys have been here before, like know that I go off on so many tangents. In the past, I wondered if clients would feel they were getting more than what they are paying for when they already pay a lower price. Yeah, so here's the thing, and like I feel like it's for people that I feel like it's for people who have their shit together. Yes, I will tell you right now. So the reason why I was late going live this morning is because my camera, I wanted to go live on YouTube, and I'm also trying to record a video for my marketing prompts for my monthly marketing promos that I have for my students. And my camera wasn't working, and I was like getting really frustrated, and I was like, why isn't this working? I should have tested this out. Like I don't. So Miss Dot Right 406, I don't have my shit together. I don't. And I actually work way better in a panic and under stress. And I was telling my therapist last week, like, I love that my anxiety has gone down, but I don't have this like urgency. And my anxiety, I think I kind of misplaced my anxiety. And a lot of times, like the excitement and the urgency that I work really well last minute, I'm not good at planning ahead or preparing. So that's kind of hard in my business. But like, I need to have that like ramped up feeling, but know that like success is not reserved for people who have their shit together. Honestly, can I be like completely transparent with you guys? And this is like a little bit vulnerable and it's kind of going off on like another side of things. So 2020 was my best year in business ever. 2021, not as great. 2022 has been the shittiest if we look at it just from a financial standpoint, which I mean, success is so much more than financials. Like I've had huge success with my students. My students have had great success. I've been able to like rest and like really, really take some time from getting burnt out from from 2020 and 2021. So know that I'm just talking about a financial standpoint. Financially, my business has not like it's been like a not a good year for my business. And do you miss right? It's like I spent the year trying to get my shit together. I spent the year trying to get like I need a successful now that I'm at this level of business, I need to be this and this and I need to work a 9 to 5, and I like got really weirded in my head about like now at this level of business that I'm at, this is what how I need to show up and this is what I need to be, and I should probably be at my desk and I should be typing on my computer, and like that's not what I do and that's not what I love and that's not what I'm good at. But I got in my head thinking like that's what I have to do at this level, and it actually hurt my business from a financial standpoint. So know that you like if you have in your head like, well, this like to get to this level or to get to this success or whatever, I have to be a certain way. You don't. Like honestly, the weirder I am, the more disheveled I am, the more I just show up as me, the more things work in my favor. And so no, and I actually had someone DM me the other day saying like, "Well, I'm not so and so, so this like that won't work for me." And I was like, please know that it is so good that you are not this person, because all you're supposed to be is be yourself. And that's what will make you successful. If you think you need to be uber organized in order to get successful, there are things you may need to tweak and change. I know I went off on a tangent, not talking about prices anymore. I'll come back to that. But if you think like, well, I can't raise my prices until I paint my salon walls, legit story that someone told me once. I can't increase my prices until my walls are white. And I was like, what the? Like, I'm sorry, what? Until the walls of your salon are white? When I moved to Calgary, I packed so in 2014, if you don't know this story already, in 2014, I had a six-figure business, almost like multiple six figures. I was grossing like 196, like $196,000, I think that last year there. And I was in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, I had a successful business. I had a home that I was, I had a mortgage on, but I was paying. I had a good life. I had friends, and I packed it all up and I moved to Calgary, which is like a 6 hour drive away. It's in another province here in Canada. And I had no plan. I didn't have a single, like, I had a resume put together that I might go work at a salon because I'm like, well, I can't stay self employed in a city where I know no one. I knew no one. And I had no way, I had no network of building clientele here. I was 31 years old. People thought I was absolutely insane. Like, what are you doing? You have a good thing going. Why would you leave it? And I just went, I just feel like there's bigger, better things on the other side of this decision. And I couldn't make sense of it. And it didn't make logical sense, but I just trusted my gut on it. And so from there, I just moved here and I worked in the basement of my rental in the suburbs of Calgary. And I will tell you, it wasn't cute, it wasn't pretty, but I like looked up prices locally and I was like, I know my skill level. And maybe I was a little bit too confident, but I mean, at the same time, I was maybe naive. Maybe that's it, ignorant. But I looked at high end salons downtown that I knew I could get a job at and I could work at, and I compared my prices to there. And I was like, I know I give an exceptional service, and I can even give like a more private service. The salon space is in my basement and it's not that cute and I didn't like the environment, but I knew that that's not what they're coming for. And so I didn't let my environment or the space or the fact that it was in the basement of my house deter me from charging my worth and charging properly and accurately. And let me tell you, within 12 weeks of moving here with knowing no one, having no network, I was fully booked. I made six figures that first year here in Calgary. And so know that it's whatever you're saying is like, well, I can't raise my prices or I can't do this or I can't do that because of, you are finding an excuse to keep yourself playing safe. You are finding a way to keep yourself safe in your comfort zone, because when you stay in your comfort zone, it's safe, it's warm, it's cuddly. It's My office is so cold right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nice and warm. Like, finding reasons that something won't work before you've even tried it is 110% an excuse. Now, yes, I know there's nuances to this. There's being like, calculating your risks, looking over things. Yes, be smart, be wise. If you need a community, you need a program that's going to help you give the tools so you're not wasting your time, shoot me a DM. Rock Your Business is going to be opening up for enrollment, like I think January 9th. And we're going to be doing a deep dive 8 weeks into your business from the perspective of reducing the stress and anxiety and overwhelm, helping you work less and make more so you can continue to focus on the things that you love. Hey, Jessica. Um, and so I just want you to know that, like, if you already feel resistance or you're like, okay, Dawn, but that worked for you, but like it's not going to work for me. Why did it work for me and why won't it work for you? I honestly want to know that answer, because I know it's really easy to look at me and be like, I'm all hyped up. I have a little bit, I'm like started back on caffeine a little bit now, and I'm excited and I love sharing these things with you. But like anyone who's known me, I mean, I don't know if there's anyone, I mean, Jess, you've known me for a really long time. Anyone who's known me for a really long time here knows that this wasn't always who was. And I still can be in certain scenarios really nervous. Like, I always tell people, if you meet me in real life, please come up and say hi, because like I can be really awkward and anxious in groups of people. So know that, like, if you're like, well, yeah, but John, like, you're way more confident. I wasn't back then. I wasn't. And even still, if I had to like go up and talk to a stranger, which is what I teach you guys to do, and how to get booked or how to get new clients, or how to get out of your own way, you have to just start and really suck at it at first. You really, like, the first time I went live, I was sweating buckets. The first time I handed out a card, I like totally messed up and failed, and the cashier at the grocery store like looked at me weird and they didn't book in with me. But the reality is that in order to get better, you have to practice, which means you have to start, which means you have to start messy and you have to suck at it. And so if you're going to be doing a price increase in the new year and you're nervous to tell your long-term clients, one, my favorite thing to share with you guys, because for the longest time I wanted to present this really strong front. I wanted to put it out there like, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Do not question me, because I was so scared of that unpredictable response from my clients. What if they say, like, oh, it must be nice to charge that much, or like, holy cow, you charge a lot, or wow, you're expensive, or like, whoa, I've never paid this much. And like, I was like, then I'd get on the defense. And so I tried to put this really strong front across, which I didn't realize, like, I thought they could see how nervous I was, but turns out like what I feel inside does not translate to what my face is showing. But what I learned is that if I actually got vulnerable with my clients, that's where the magic happened. And so I started telling them, like, hey, Susan, I know I've seen you for 10 years. And I actually, if I got to be honest with you, I've like I haven't, I've had two price increases since I've seen you, and I haven't told you about them, and I've kept you on old pricing. Um, one, because I love you, but two, more because I was nervous to tell you. And so I just want to let you know that I'm really nervous to have this conversation because I really value you and I care about you and I really enjoy our relationship. But I've gotten to the point in my business where the cost of my business has gone up. As we know, like inflation and things have changed. And I need to make sure that I am a good steward of my money or I'm a good business owner, use your own words. And I'm realizing that I actually, I'm not a numbers person and I'm embarrassed by it. But I've realized that I'm actually hurting my business quite a bit and my prices need to go up in order to keep my business afloat. And so I want to let you know that I'm going to be having a price increase at this date. And this is what it is. I understand. Like, I'm nervous how you might react. I'm worried that I might lose you as a client. And I totally understand that this might have, that if it doesn't fit into your budget, I understand. But I just want you to know that, like, I want to still see you and I care about you and I love you. And I'm just going to keep talking and rambling because I'm scared of your reaction right now. Like, I know, I mean, I'm not saying you have to do that. Know that. But how would that feel to share that with your clients who you really care and love about? And you just tell them, like, I'm so nervous to have this with you because I'm scared of how you might react. And I don't even know why I'm scared. There might be some clients where you're like, I know I'm scared how you might react because you're scary. But if you actually open up and be vulnerable, amazing things can happen. And so vulnerability really can be, and it's funny because we've had to make this shift in our industry where it used to be like when I started, it was like fake it till you make it. Don't let them know you're weak. Like act like you've got your shit together. But because I'm an anxious individual, I have found that getting vulnerable and getting honest and starting from kindness, compassion, and empathy, showing your clients you're not doing something to them or at them, but you're doing it for them is the game changer. And so instead of saying like, hey, Susan, my prices are going up in January because shit's got real this year and I can't keep discounting my prices like I've been doing for you. That's sometimes how we can come across because when we're nervous and we're nervous because we care so much, but because we're nervous, we just like things like come out and they get really blunt. But if we can learn to infuse compassion, kindness, and empathy, like, hey, this is a really tough conversation because I've seen you for so long and I really love having you in. But I got to have this conversation and my hands are shaking a little bit right now. And I just hope that you can hold space for me. My prices are going up in the new year. And this is a really hard conversation because I don't like talking about money. Money's a really hard conversation for me to have. And I'm nervous that when you see my price increase, you might be upset or you might not understand or you might say something that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I don't even know why I'm putting that on you. And I apologize, but I just want you to know that it's because I care and I'm nervous about a conflict or a confrontation. Would you guys do that? Like, it's scary to be vulnerable too. But all of a sudden, when you invite your client in, and once again, I've had people like in my lives or on my stories being like, you don't have to tell your clients about a price increase. You don't owe it to them. Absolutely. You totally don't. You don't. There is lots of teaching out there about like the gas station, the grocery store doesn't tell you when their prices are increasing. Why should you? Well, okay. Yeah, fair. Get it. Totally fair. I disagree with that logic only because I don't have a personal relationship with the gas station or the grocery store. They are not a person that I have like this intimate relationship and tell lots of details to. And so when they increase their prices, I'm not interacting with one person. Even the cashier at the gas station isn't the person raising the prices. When we're self employed people that we take the money from the people, it's a whole different story. And so while you do not owe it to them, you could totally increase your prices and not tell them. The chances of you emotionally discounting when you go to take their payment are way higher because you're gonna be like, they don't know. I didn't tell them. This is weird. I don't owe it to them. But like now I feel awkward. And what if they say something and I'm just gonna like not, right? And so know that the reason why I share and I teach you to be vulnerable, to communicate with them, is to reduce the stress and anxiety on your part first, to educate and have them understand what's going on. It'll decrease one, it'll make you more confident, it'll decrease the chances of you emotionally discounting, and it'll have your client being more compassionate back. If we present something on the offense, they will respond defensively. If we approach something with compassion and kindness, the chances of them having that compassion back and that understanding back is way more likely. And I want to let you know, like, there's no way to predict 100%, but Dawn has the wording gift. Thank you. I mean, that's one of the things that is like totally my jam. So with that, sharing with them, getting vulnerable, letting them know how you feel. Oh, look at Walter. Oh, you guys, it's on, if you're on YouTube, you can see Walter a little bit in the background. He's just passed out. But I just want you guys to know that this is coming from a place. If you can open up and share with them how you're feeling about it and how nervous you are, you will likely elicit a much more kinder, compassionate response from them. And so infusing that kindness, compassion, and empathy, showing them you're not doing something to them or at them, but you're doing it for them, and thanking them. And that's why those of you guys that are in my membership that gets the monthly prompts, the monthly prompt for December is coming out right after this. I just have to record a video. This month we are doing a gift card promotion. And if you can run a gift card promotion right now where, if they buy $100 gift card, they actually get $120 gift card. That's a great way to be like, my prices are going up in the new year. One way that you can avoid it and mitigate it is by purchasing a gift card now so that you can actually get more money and you can actually avoid the price increase longer. I always try to find when I have to like present bad news, it's not really bad news, but when I have to increase a price or change my schedule, I try to pair it with something to my clients that is also an incentive and a way to say thank you to them for being with my business. But the reality is the cost of doing business will continue to go up. That's the way of the world. And so I see so many hairstylists that are like, well, I raise my prices 10% every year. And I go, cool. Why? Because it's an easy number and it feels safe. And it's like, okay, what if the cost of your business has gone up 15% this year and you raise your prices only 10%? One, you're not even going to keep the same margins. So like, if the cost of doing business went up 15%, so this is how much money you bring in. I know it's like a weird thing. This is how much money you bring in, and this is zero, and this is how much money bring in, and the cost of doing business is this much. So in between my hands is how much money you get to take home, right? But if the cost of doing business goes up 15% and you only raise your prices 10, you're actually giving yourself a pay decrease. You're not even keeping up. You're not even going to do as good as you did the last year, and then you're forced to have to make more money. But if the cost of doing business has gone up 15%, then you need to raise your prices at least 15%, and that's not even giving yourself a raise. And so I know this stuff stresses us out because we are not numbers people. You don't have to be a numbers person to be able to get it. You can get inside my program, Rock Your Business, that's opening up January 9th. And if you want to go apply to be in it, it's going to be a small group, 8-week deep dive. And I've made the numbers so easy for you. I've done the work for you. You just got to pop them into my calculator and we walk through it all. And so that you can find out how much do I need to charge in order to pay my bills. And if I have a goal of maybe you want to hit 6 figures, maybe you want to hit 80,000, maybe you just want to hit 50,000. My student Krista was making 18,000, and I think it was in 2019. She joined Rock Your Business, and then in 2020 she made $45,000 in the pandemic. She like over doubled her income. And so know that you don't have to be a numbers person, and I know like these percentages and stuff sound scary. It doesn't need to be scary. But what you need to do is be able to keep your business afloat. So many businesses out there that have been in the industry a long time and that they go, I'm not a numbers person, so I'm just like turn a blind eye. The reality is that money is going to be there the rest of your life, I think, unless we all go cryptocurrency. But like, just because you're not good at something doesn't make it go away. I wish that was the fact. And I'm not a numbers person either, but I've made it really simple for you because here's the thing is you need to be able to increase your prices the same amount as the cost of you doing business has gone up. So, I mean, as a hairstylist, like the gloves, the supplies, the color, if we don't pay attention to that, then you could give yourself a price increase and you think you're giving yourself a raise, but you're not even meeting status quo. And so that's why I have a post that I should repost it. Actually, it's like a price increase doesn't equal a pay raise. It can and it should, and you should give yourself price increases. But so many times because we're the boss, it's like feels weird. Like I'm giving myself a promotion now. Like, what does my client think? It'd be so much easier if I had a boss. But maybe you need to set targets for yourself. I will give myself a pay increase when I hit this, when I do this. And that's one thing. But then you also need to know, what am I charging to make sure that I can pay my bills, to make sure that my business, you need to separate yourself from your business. That's really important. And then all of a sudden, when you understand how much your business costs you, when you understand when and why you're going to give yourself a raise, you're starting to build that confidence because oh, I'm not just giving myself a raise because it's another year and I kind of feel guilty now. And if a client snaps back or questions it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, why should I give myself a raise? I don't know. But it's going to be like, yeah, I actually set some targets for myself. I wanted to get more booked. I wanted to be able to take these advanced education classes. And I have targets for myself similar to a person in that's an employee, and I hit them, and I'm really excited. And when you start to share from a place, if someone was to question, I know that's like we like live in the what ifs, and that's why we don't do things. It's like, what if someone does this? What if someone does this? I'm really nervous. Well, guess what? You're just going to stay waiting in anxious anticipation and never taking action. And the only way to find out that if that what if is even true is to try. And then if you try, lots of times, like 9 times out of 10, it's not like people don't react. You're always thinking and catastrophizing things to worst case scenario so that you don't, it keeps you from taking action. It's a way to keep yourself small, and it's a way to keep yourself safe. And it's a way to keep you going, well, that worked for that person, but I'm too scared, or I don't have it, or I don't, whatever the freaking excuses you are, know that, I mean, and like I said, there are nuances to this. There are legit reasons and things that can happen that can stop us from doing things. So don't get me wrong. But if you're already thinking, well, I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, that's great. Like I have so many, and like, yes, it worked for me, small town girl, living in a lonely world, anxious, awkward. And I've been able to push myself out because I got uncomfortable. But even this year, I got comfortable again. Like every time you grow, it gives you a chance to continue to grow or to continue to shrink. And I let myself shrink and get too comfortable this year because I was like, cool, I made it to here. And now I can just coast. There's no point in life where you will ever just coast. And if you guys have watched the documentary with Jonah Hill and his therapist, I think it's called Stutes. It's so good. And he talks about like things that you can guarantee in life, and like pain, growth, and work. I think I can't remember them, but basically like we'll always have to work. There's no, I don't want you guys to like have this, because this is what I see in the marketing world a lot, is this like once you attain this, then you're set and then you coast forever. You always know what I need to hear. Hi, Adriana. And so know that it's not about hitting this place of arrival and then never having to get uncomfortable again. New level, new devil. Right. And so what it is practicing getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, learning that that discomfort is actually, you invite it because you know that it's going to take you to the next place. And what it builds is your resiliency muscle. And each time you do it, it doesn't get less scary and it doesn't get less hard, but you go, you know what, I've done things before and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't, but when they don't work out, it teaches me something to do it better the next time. And you become more brave and courageous. And it's a really beautiful thing. And so if you're wanting to increase your prices in the new year, but you're not sure how, you're not really completely sure what to do, I have a completely free resource. It's called Raise Your Prices, Not Your Anxiety. And it has a mini version of my calculator to help you set it all up. So you can go to donbradley.com/prices to get my free Raise Your Prices, Not Your Anxiety mini course. I've got, I think, 4 short videos in there and a calculator for you to help figure out your prices for the new year. If you've got questions about it, shoot me a DM. And if you'd like to get into my community where I go on calls and deep dive into your business, plus you get my Rock Your Business resources. So you've got like how to do consultations, how to deal with late cancels, how to stop getting late cancels, how to get clients to respect you, how to set healthy boundaries, how to communicate them, how to make more money like without working more, how to grow your business, how to set your prices, how to understand your finances, all those things from the lens of being able to remove the stress and not turn into like, okay, now, like I was saying yesterday, if you're not a numbers person and you don't want to do your books, then don't buy a course on bookkeeping because it's not going to magically make you into loving it. Find a way to make more money doing what you love and hire someone to do that, honestly. Now, there's important things to understand those parts of your business, but I will never teach you guys bookkeeping because I have never learned it myself. I have a basic understanding. I have always hired it out because honestly, it would take me 6 hours, executive dysfunction problem, 6 hours at my kitchen table on a weekend to do something that would take a professional like 2 or 3 hours to do. And then I had to go 6 hours on my weekend. That's a lot of time. How much money would it cost to pay that person to do that? Oh, look, that's not even 6 hours of work for me. So instead of sitting, because we don't count the hours that we sit and do business work, but that's still work. And no, we like to turn a blind eye to that. But if you actually went and worked 1 to 2 extra hours in the salon and hired someone to do those things that you hate, you're not good at, and you don't like doing, your quality of life is going to get a lot better. And so I want to be able to help reduce the stress and anxiety. You can't outsource your stress and anxiety, unfortunately. And I wish we could. How great would that be? And you can't outsource building your confidence. But the important thing, in order to be able to grow out of your comfort zone, you don't have to go, like, if this is your comfort zone, you don't have to go from here to way over here. It's like, I share this analogy all the time because it works. You can't go from the bottom of a staircase to the top of the staircase in one step. I tried, it doesn't work. And so stop thinking that you have to go from like here to here. And you're like, okay, well, like if I just go outside of my comfort zone right here, like that's not that impressive and that's not that big of a deal. But then your comfort zone expands around it. And then you go just outside again and it expands around it, just outside again, and it expands. And then all of a sudden you are here. And that's the thing that we don't realize is we like see other people doing things that we want to do and are like, I just want to be there. Like, Dawn, I don't want to do. And I remember I had an employee. I've only ever hired one hairstylist to work for me under me once, and I realized I didn't want to be that kind of boss. But I remember she's like, I want to make $5,000 a month. And I was like, cool. So we like figured out this plan for her to bring in $5,000. And she went, no, I don't want to bring in $5,000. I want to take home $5,000. And I went, great. The first step is bringing in 5,000. We can make a plan for you to take home 5,000, and that's going to be a huge plan. We got to break it down into chunks. So stop thinking that the next step that you have to do today, which is probably the first thing that you should do today, is get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. So commit to yourself that each and every client today, you will educate them on at least 3 products that you're using on them today. And then not just educate them, but then at the end, you're going to be like, so I told you about these 3 products. I actually kind of feel awkward because I just committed to a challenge this morning on an Instagram live, but I just want to be able to educate you on them and share them with you. I wouldn't try to sell them to you if they aren't things that you love, but I just want to ask, like, would you like to take any of these home? And that's the thing, is like we fear that selling is slime bally and that we're trying to make a dime off people because we're making money. But honestly, I'll tell people like, I don't carry stuff that I don't love and stand behind. And then clients will be like, what about this product? I'll be like, that's too heavy for your hair. Don't do it. And that builds trust when you tell them no to something. But then you also will build trust by saying like, your hair's really dry or your cuticles are really dry. Like, this is going to really help give you more longevity and more bang for your buck, because I really value you spending money with me and I want to set you up for success so that the money you spend with me today has a greater long-term investment for you. And so get uncomfortable today and do something slightly out of your comfort zone today so that you can grow and expand, because it's in the tiny, small, insignificant steps you take every day that get you to the big places that you want to go, honestly. And I'm saying this to myself just as much as I am saying it to you. Cool? I love it. Okay. Oh, hey, girl. Hey, I missed a whole bunch of these. I've been off Kel. I'll answer a couple of questions and then this will be it. And if you guys want to catch this whole thing, it's over on YouTube. It'll be there. Hi, oh, someone's on YouTube leaving a comment. Hi. Oh, now you're gone. I'm loving this live today. I'm so happy to have found you in RYB. I love that. If you haven't joined Rock Your Business, I strongly recommend it. Thank you. Yes, you guys can go to donbradley.com/RYB and you can there's a DIY version without the community, but then you can also apply to be part of the community, which I highly recommend because that's the biggest thing that makes a difference. I've been off work for over a year and want to slowly come back in the new year. Do you think I can raise my prices right away? Haven't had an increase since 2020. Yeah, so I wouldn't even like see it as a price increase, but what you need to do is if you're coming back after being off for a year, you need to evaluate what the cost of business is for you. What you need to charge just to break even, and then figure out how much money you want to take home. And so Mrs. Gun Terrific, I hope I'm saying that right. DonBradley.com/prices. Go check that out. That is like a teaser taster of what the pricing module is like inside of Rock Your Business, and it's going to help you out a ton. I've increased my retail sales so much just by educating clients. Absolutely. Educate them and give them the opportunity to buy. And so I want you guys right now. Oh, thank you, Renee. I want you guys right now, because accountability is huge. Community and accountability are the things that get us to change. And so I know there's 12 of you here right now, and I know this is probably going to even put you out of your comfort zone to do this, but I want you to put in the comments real quick, I commit to getting uncomfortable today. I commit to getting uncomfortable today. Just right. We lost 2 people now. But I know like a lot of people won't do it. Now I understand that some of you guys may be driving or doing other things while you're listening to that too. But if you can put, and if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, put I commit to getting uncomfortable today. There's something that neurologically happens in our brains when we say things out loud and when we commit to things and we're committing to yourself. No one's going to, I'm not going to come and like slap you on the wrist if you don't do it. It's Eva. Hi, I joined RYB last month. I love that. I know I don't always like connect your guys' names with your handles. Okay, the vanity hair. I commit to getting uncomfortable today. Booyah. I love that. So good. I would love each and every one of you guys to put this right now so that you are going to remember this. You're going to feel this moment. Remember how excited you are right now. Remember and understand the possibility, right? If you just start, oh, Walter was behind me moving around. If you just start actually changing the narrative of like, I am successful and I make good money by taking care of people, and I am worthy of making money for helping people, and start doing that and saying that mantras are so important. Put that on a post-it note somewhere where you see I'm a big deal and I can do hard things. I am rewarded financially by helping people feel better about themselves. I commit to getting uncomfortable. Victoria, Courtney does my hair. I commit to getting uncomfortable today. Hillbilly hair painter. I commit to getting uncomfortable and being awkward every fucking. Yes, I love that. I commit to getting uncomfortable. Cheyenne, awesome. I love that, you guys. One last thing before I end this, I am having a small group retreat here in Calgary, Alberta, February 5th and 6th. It is going to be 5 to 10 people only. We're going to be hanging out in my living room, like slumber party vibes, PJs, diving deep into your business, being able to have my eyes directly on your business, work out things. We're going deep, deep, deep. Plus, it's going to be fun. If you want to know more details on the retreat, just shoot me a DM. Like I said, we've already sold, I think, 4 spots to it. So we've only got 6 spots left. I was like 5 to 10. I think we're probably going to max out pretty quickly here. RY Beers, I've already sent you all the details. If you're interested in coming and spending a weekend here in Calgary, you just have to do flights and accommodations. And your breakfast and your lunch will be taken care of by me. It's going to be chill. It's going to be cozy, comfy vibes because that's how I learn best. And we're just basically going to be like business breakfast in Bedhead, but in real life, probably with some puppy snuggles too. So if you're interested in coming to Calgary, you need to have a passport. If you're not in Canada, shoot me a DM. I would love, love, love to have you here. It's going to be so fun. And I've already actually put the idea in my therapist's head to see if maybe she'll come and work with us a little bit as well, because she has been such a big part of my success. And I am so thankful to her. If you ever want to do an interview with other hairdressers in different states, let me know. Shoot me a DM for sure. Awesome. Well, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. This was an awesome live. If you didn't know already, if we haven't met yet, if we haven't connected in the DMs or personally, please shoot me a DM. My Instagram is at Don Bradley Hair. If you're watching this or listening to this somewhere else, shoot me a DM, introduce yourself. I want to get to know you. I do so much better like on a one-on-one personal level and a connection level. So you guys are amazing. Have an awesome day. I'll see you here, same time, same place tomorrow. Bye.